Hey collectors, Anthony from Hatcher's Nut here, and today we have Transformers, Legacy, United, Cyberverse, Universe, Windblade. Yes, so that's why I had to take a breath before I said it. It's a lot of words. And as you see on the front here is Windblade in the box. Here is her in her VTOL mode, vertical takeoff or landing. You could also call it a jet, but because of these blades, I guess, for wind, or wind blades as you were, or turbines, she's a VTOL. Here is her in bot mode and her face on the side. Here's the back. So no gimmicks, I guess this time. It's just the 40th anniversary. That's the gimmick. And of course here's the new poster bit here with the pirate guy on the side and the big old combiner dragon and whatnot. Anyway, so that is it for that. But as you see over here on the right, that is I believe this is the first version, the Generations Thrilling 30 version of Windblade. And so we're going to compare these two once we, of course, get her out of the box. So what all comes in the box? Well, she gets this flaming sword here. As you see, pretty decent. And no sheath, which is weird because I think the last couple have come with one, but whatever. She also comes with the little fan that becomes the piece behind her head. And yeah, cool enough. Okay. Also comes with a bunch of these little plastic pieces that you have to cut off, which I thought we got rid of for paper ties, but guess not. Also, the weapon and the headpiece are in this piece of tissue paper. Maybe, I don't know if it's tissue paper. It has a papery feel. And of course, there's the instructions and the "Don't Hurt Yourself" paper. So remember, don't hurt yourself. So let's take a quick look at Windblade, and it's pretty neat. So yeah, other than the nose of the jet being kind of a large backpack, yeah. And these do move, although these are super tight. But there we go. So you can direct these however you want. Although, out of all the figures that Windblade has had, these are the smallest turbines I've ever seen. But here, beggars can't be choosers, I guess. Anyway, sword goes in hand. Like that. So, and then she can also hold this in a hand. If you are better than I am at figuring out how, it goes in a specific way. There we go. So it kind of goes in like that. But for my purposes, I'm pretty much going to peg it into the back of her head, and that's where it's going to stay for the rest of its days, because I prefer that look. It's kind of the geisha look, I guess. So we're going to take this out of her hand so we can compare her with the original right here. And let's see. Obviously, they've changed makeup choices on her face. She looks, I don't know. I think the newer version of her face looks a lot better. But yeah, you can see the subtle differences here. With how they did the eye lining, I definitely like the newer one better. They made her feet a little heavier, but that was a style artistically for Cyberverse. Appeal-wise, or at least visually, I think I dig the body on this one, although I kind of wish it had wings similar to this big one here, because, I mean, her wings are huge comparison, and has just big turbines. Although the original version has a harder time staying up, because it has such small feet. It gave her heels, like... Wow, like they legit gave a character heels as a means to stand up. Some people flip these around and do it like this, but I mean, this would go like this, legs why? That doesn't hold her up. This way, she can't slide backwards. Anyway, landing gear on her, but it's like hard landing gear, so there's no like no wheels or anything. Well, they kind of duplicated it on the new one. She has landing gear on the nose. Oh, it's right here under the... So I'd have to transform her to get it to it, which we're going to do anyway. So, my understanding is we're going to unfold the backpack first. And it splits apart pretty much like this, and then we pull out these pieces, and creating basically the nose. And the shoulders, I believe, are supposed to come down. Oh, rotate the waist 180 degrees before I forget, just to get it done. And then you have to, and yes, the fan can stay in her hair. Rotate the back until it covers her shoulders like this. And you see there are tabs and the holes for them to go into, so make sure to sink those in, but then you can cover up her face. And then here is where the landing gear is. After a little bit of work, oh, the joint on this one is so hard, but you can get her landing gear out, and it's basically the same thing as the other one. No rolling wheels or anything. Anyway, her arms kind of just stay at the side because you're going to end up clipping them in momentarily. Don't worry about the wings quite yet. We are going to open up panels on her legs like this, and similarly to that, we're going to fold in the legs, but give me 1 sec to close the feet, and then we'll fold the legs up. And you have to get it flush. Let's see if I can, because they need to go into here. Let's move these out of the way like this. They need to go into the back. It doesn't look like there's any place for them to grab onto specifically, more than kind of just filling out an area. We can clip them in once we get to where we need to. Oh, and move the tail wings up. But come on. Make sure that, of course, the waist is straight. Because you need these to be hand length, because that's what she holds on to keep the whole bottom intact. There we go. Got it. Let's plug these in. See, we're coming together rather nicely. Try to plug in the tail wing. Now the tail wing moves with the feet, so keep that in mind. Once you got that done, you can fold these down, and of course these have the bottom. They're supposed to be wings, but are also double as landing gear. I'm not quite sure the reasoning for kind of being lazy about it, but whatever. Of course, plug the hands in to the. Make sure you angle them. But they plug them into there. And then finally we can place the wings. They have a peg that goes into the slot here. And it doesn't lock in or anything. It just kind of fits perfectly. But then you can reposition these things how you want. I'm always a little bit forward like that. And looks pretty neat. So we'll take a look at her like this. And yeah, that's pretty good. You can, similarly to how this attaches to her, kind of get a, I don't know, like a, I don't know how to explain this, like a contrail, I guess. There are small peg holes inside, and you can slide this in, if I can get it in there. Slide it in, close both sides, and again reattach the tail. There we go. And you can do this, which is nifty enough. So let me convert the older Windblade and I'll compare the vehicle modes. So here are the Windblades both converted, and then here is the classic Windblade's sword. As you can tell, the commonality of the hilt there. And of course sheath, and unlike that one, this one just simply pegs in underneath, and oops, wrong way, and that's it. It just fits into place. My biggest complaint about the Jet mode on the original one is just there's only really 2 clip-in places to keep everything together, and they're here at the back and front. And they're expecting the arms, which are just like the new version, holding the wing bits and pieces, to do most of the work. On this one, it doesn't work really well, But as you can see, I mean, she's stable enough on the ground, but she comes apart really easy otherwise. And comparing them side by side, you can see the differences. The turbines are bigger on the older one. There's a bigger cockpit. It has less chunky in the front, although you can see what they were trying to do. But with, with what you're working with, I guess you kind of have to go with this more boxy rear cockpit area. Obviously, less gaps in the new one. You can clearly see, there's legs there. Her head is well hidden, but you can see her chest, just like on this one. So, compromises were made. This one much sturdier. This one, if I shake it, it will fall apart. So we're not going to. But yeah, you can see the differences here, and at least they both got quote unquote landing gear. So yeah, that's it for Cyberverse Windblade, and of course, Thrilling 30's Windblade. With that said, tell me in the comments your thoughts on this item. Did you get it, and how was your experience with it? Thanks for watching, and please remember to like and subscribe.